Is it possible that you are the biggest obstacle standing in your way? Now, I ask this because I've recently, and as I say recently, like in the last few weeks, just had a new client join me in my online metabolic accelerator program. And the catch is, at the moment for this particular client, he's struggling to keep up. He feels like he's falling behind. Now, the reason for that is because within this particular program, we have 4 daily targets that we need to hit in order to make sure that we hit our goal at the end of the 12 weeks. Now, those 4 targets are, we have 1 in metabolic mindset, 1 in metabolic meals, 1 in metabolic movement, and 1 in metabolic melatonin, which essentially is my metabolic matrix system. So we pick a target in each of those 4 categories, and we hit that target every single day. And of course, we make sure that target is aligned with the long-term outcome that we want at the end of the program. Now, he's in this program with a few other individuals, and everybody's moving along, making progress, and where possible, hitting their daily 4 every single day. But this particular individual at the moment is struggling. He's not completely missing every target. He is managing to get some of them, but he feels like he's not managing to do it at the level he wants, nor is he managing to get the result that he wants on a day-to-day basis. So therefore, feels like he's falling behind and like he's maybe not getting the most he could from the program, which is totally understandable. You know, when you feel like you're putting in the effort and you're not getting the result, or you don't perceive that you're getting the result on the back end, then it's very easy to feel like you're falling behind and you're putting in all this effort and it's just a waste of time and so on. Now, when it comes to these particular targets, I'm going to read them out here. So his metabolic mindset targets are to meditate for 5 minutes every day and to stack 3 days a week. Now, stacking is a process that I use with my clients that we do through a mobile app. And it's a mindset tool that we use in order to help reframe limiting stories, limiting beliefs, and so on, because often we get stuck due to our own bullshit in our mind. And if we can't reframe that and flip it into something positive, often it's going to keep holding us back and sabotaging us over and over again. So what we do is this process called stacking that allows us to get out ahead of these problems and these triggers so that we can actually get to the goal that we want. Now, they're his targets: 3 stacks a week plus 5 minutes of meditation a day. Now, in meals, he has to drink 1 liter of water every day because overall his food's pretty good, but his hydration has been terrible. So we've picked 1 liter of water a day to get him started. And then in melatonin, he has to do 10 minutes of yoga or stretching throughout the day or towards bedtime to help his system kind of calm down and prepare him for bed. So this could be yoga or stretching, as I say. And then in his metabolic movement, he's doing some deep core and lower abdominal work, because he has a little bit of abdominal distension and he knows that his core could just do with a bit of tightening up and reconditioning. So those are his 4 targets. Now, when we look at this, ultimately, in order to knock those out, he could knock those out in less than an hour every single day. The only days that might be a little bit longer are the days he has to stack. Depending on the type of stack he chooses, it could be anywhere between 60 and 90 minutes. But in reality, it's an hour a day. Now, bear in mind, he also trains with me face-to-face. So he joins one of my group sessions at the gym that I work at, and he joins that session for 1 hour a day, 3 days a week. So in reality, the commitment he's already putting in with me at the gym, he just now has to ideally replicate that commitment or that level of commitment at home for himself, but he's struggling to do so. So he sits with me on our online coaching call the other day, and he's saying how he feels like he's behind and he's not managing to keep up and not necessarily getting what he wants from the program so far. And I said, okay, cool. So you feel like you're falling behind. How many of these targets are you managing to hit? Well, sometimes is the basic kind of answer. It's like not managing to do his meditations, getting frustrated with meditation because he doesn't feel like he's getting the benefit. And I said, okay, cool. So you've chosen to do 5 minutes a day of meditation. Do you honestly believe that the result that you want to get from meditation can be achieved in 5 minutes? No, I don't. Okay, so if you don't believe that result can be achieved, it's very likely it won't be. And if it can't be achieved in 5 minutes, why would you get frustrated with the fact that you're not getting the result, knowing that you can't get the result in 5 minutes? Yeah, okay, cool, Ty. I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But, and then every time I would kind of present something and kind of flip it to show him, well, you say you want this, but you also tell me that this won't lead to it. but yet you're getting frustrated that this won't lead to it, even though you know it won't lead to it. So I bring all this up because it's something we all tend to do, at least at some level. And it's something we tend to do particularly before we decide, right, I need to get the hell out of my own way. And there are some things I now really want to achieve in life. I want a body that's on fire. I need to produce more income and impact. I want more money or a greater profession, or I want better relationships and so on. Quite often we will do this. And what we're doing is we're finding all of the reasons why we can't do the thing we need to do, or why we're not getting results, even though the reality is that we're just not stepping up to the level we need to. So, for example, he's not really hitting his daily meditations as he should. And when he does, he's just getting frustrated with himself. Up until this current week, he hasn't managed to do his 3 stacks a week, even though that is the process that's going to help him reframe the mindsets and get his head in the right place so he can move forward. The hydration he has managed to do. And then the yoga and stretching, he's only been doing on some days. So it's like, well, if you're not hitting your targets at a high enough percentage, how can you get the result that you want, especially at the speed or rate that you desire, when you're not actually putting in the effort required to get that particular outcome? Now, I bring this up, as I say, because we all do it. And my question to you is, do you see where you may be doing this for yourself in your own life? Oh, you know, I want to get a better body, but yeah, I'd like to work on my health, but yeah, I know I need to go to the gym, but yeah, I probably should eat healthier, but. And we get very good at putting these obstacles in the way, and we become fucking experts, almost like snipers, at finding all the problems. We find all the problems, all the obstacles, all the obligations, but we fail to see any of the opportunity, the possibility, or the options that we have that could actually help us move forward. Now, ultimately, we know that they're there. We know that there is potential on the other side, that there is a better option, a better way, and ultimately we just have to get the fuck on with it. But the catch is, in the moment, that's not how it feels. We feel this resistance and this block, and often we don't want to feel exposed or to do things that we don't feel like we're very good at, which is totally understandable. I mean, why, in some respects, why would we choose to make ourselves feel bad by doing things that we know we're not good at? But at the same time, we can only ever get good at them if we actually do them. We have to be willing to suck, at least temporarily, until we build up the reps to develop the skill set and the knowledge and so on needed to actually feel competent in the thing that it is we're trying to do. And once, by the time that competency is achieved, we're well on our way to getting results. And for some of us, we'll even be at the outcome that we were trying to get to in the first place. So we just have to be careful to kind of not get caught up in this place of being the biggest obstacle. You're going to have enough trouble and stresses and strains and challenges along the way, regardless, whether it's in your body domain, your business domain, your balance domain, your being domain. It doesn't matter which domain it is you're trying to grow and expand or improve on. You're going to find external challenges there anyhow. So the worst thing that we can do is now have external challenges plus all of our internal challenges that we dump in front of us as well. So we want to, where possible, become as low a resistance as possible for ourselves, so that the external resistances that we tend to approach or tend to come across are much easier for us to knock down. We want to try to come at this from a place of power. And for this particular client, for example, if he was able to get up on the days he's not coming to the gym to see me and allocate that same hour, 7 in the morning till 8 in the morning, to knocking out these targets, they'd be done by 8 a.m. He could even have it done earlier because he has to leave his house 30 minutes earlier than the session to get to the gym. So he could actually start at 6:30, be done by 7:30, and not even have to think about any of these things for the rest of the day. And he would feel like he's making progress, and he would actually be making progress, and he wouldn't feel like he's behind. But the catch is, sometimes we get caught in this place where we're more committed to the problem than we are the possibility. So if you find that this is something that you're doing yourself, you know you're holding yourself back, you know you're finding all of the obstacles, the blocks, the problems, and so on, ask yourself, is this really the reality you want to be stuck in? Or would you be better off perhaps sitting there, taking a moment, identifying those obstacles and those problems, but also identifying the facts around them and what you can actually do to turn those into opportunities, or find the opportunities beyond them that then make it worthwhile pushing through or jumping over or climbing over those particular obstacles and problems and struggles. So that's what I have for you guys today. Sometimes we just have to sit with ourselves and be willing to identify if we are really the problem, and it's not all these things outside of us that we want to put the blame on. It's nice and easy to put the blame on other things because, of course, it makes us feel better and almost justifies to us why we're stuck where we are. But at the same time, projecting blame and getting rid of our responsibility also keeps us stuck for longer. Whereas if we can accept responsibility for where we are, what's going on, and how we are being the biggest obstacle, it then makes it much easier for us to decide to make new actions, new mindsets, new thoughts, new feelings, and obviously new behaviors that are going to move us beyond those problems. So if you have any questions on this, guys, feel free to drop them in the comments below. If you want to learn more about what we do, feel free to check us out at strongerthanlife.com. And as I say, if you got any questions, drop them below. And if not, I shall see you in our next video. Take it easy, people.